Hey, what's good, people? I'm so glad you could be here today. It's another. Hey, what's good, people? I'm so glad you could be here today. It's another episode of the Madjef Music Show. And that's fire. Don't burn yourself when you come into the virtual audience. Let yourself on into the theater, though. Grab a chair. Sit back as I bring to you, ladies and gentlemen, the Madjef Music Show. And don't act like you don't know. I am him. I'm your host, Madjef. Welcome to the show. I'm wearing my most colorful shirt today for you, people out there in the audience. Guess what? Today is an interesting day, and I want to talk to you a little bit about our guest, Bryce Najar, when we get him on. But before we do that, let's get into the news bit right quick. This is actor Yaphet Kotto. You might know him if you're really old from Across 110th Street. Old school black exploitation. He was a Bond villain. This guy was an alien. I mean, he has done some things, man, and he just passed away, unfortunately, the brother. He was a New York City actor, and might know him from some of the very popular TV shows in the 90s and the 2000s. Yaphet Kotto. Rest in peace, Mr. Kotto. Anyway, so back to our show again. As I was alluding to a second ago, our friend and guest is Bryce Najar, and he has a couple books on Michael Jackson. One is Let's Make History, and the other is Book on the Dance Floor. So I want to go ahead and welcome this young man into the show. So Bryce, come on in and welcome to the show, my man. How you doing?
Hi, Madjef. I'm fine. I'm very happy to talk to you. Really. Believe me, I enjoy it a lot.
Well, awesome, Bryce. I'm glad you could be here because, I've been wanting to talk to you a little bit and kind of see what's going on with you, man. And so do me a favor, tell me what's it like in Paris right now with the COVID, one of my favorite cities. What's COVID been like over there with you guys, bro?
I must say this is a difficult period without being able to go to the cinema, attend concerts. We hope that it will get better in the next month. We have to keep hope. Too many people have left since last year, and we now wish a vaccine for everyone.
Well, I see. So, welcome to the Madjef Music Show, first of all. I just want to say that. So, welcome to the show, bro. Welcome to the show. That's Bryce Najar. Let's give him some more love. That's Bryce right there.
Thank you for inviting me to talk about my passion for Michael Jackson. So, coming from someone who worked with him, it's an honor, and I'm very, very proud. So thank you again.
Well, Brice, it is definitely an honor of mine to have you on the show. You're a good friend and a confidant, somebody that's been reaching out to me for several years to talk about everything. And as I think we know some people in common. I mean, I think Morris Hayes. I recently had him on the show as well, which is it's a small world, man. It's a small world.
It's great to talk to a professional with an amazing discography. I know you talked to Morris Hayes in a previous episode. It feels weird to be in the same place now, Both of you worked and spent time with friends, but I didn't.
Well, I think it's amazing that you're coming in to me as my guest from all the way across the world. Like I was telling people earlier, you live over in the Swiss Alps. When I think of the Swiss Alps, I think of Swiss Miss Coco and people on the mountaintop going, "Yee-hoo." Just have a little fun with you, Bryce. But that is kind of what I think of when I think of the Swiss Alps. And you're so far away, brother, but yet you're so close.
Yeah, that's the magic of the internet. Let's forget the distances and share your passion for music. I think it's a good message, and I miss traveling, but you can communicate this way. Wishing to meet you for real one day, and when this COVID crisis is over.
Yeah, I mean, I think this once this thing ends, we'll get a chance to get together in person and chop it up a little bit. But in the meantime, I got a couple questions for you. I want to throw your way. You ready for some questions?
Sure. I am here for that. I know I am the guest and I have to answer a question.
Well, good. I got questions.
But there may be sometimes when I want to ask you questions too.
You want to ask me a question?
If you agree, of course.
Okay, sure. No problem.
Okay.
Yeah. I got answers. You got questions? I got answers.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
No problem. So anyway, let's see. What's my first question? I want to get into where you're from. French. Obviously, you're French, right? An author who's French. Tell us a little bit about where you're from exactly.
I am French, as you can hear, and I live in the French Alps, from Switzerland and Italy. I was born in Annecy, France, near Geneva, and now I am 41. I love music and cinema a lot. Two important passions in my life, I think. And of course, writing about Michael Jackson is my biggest passion. And it takes a lot of time, both making books and documenting my website. My website is available in English, just for information. And if you are curious, my website is brycenajar.com.
Awesome, Brice. So, my next question is, when did you first hear Michael Jackson? How old were you? When did you first hear Michael Jackson? I'm curious. Because I know when I heard him.
A long time ago. I was 8, and the Bad album was just released at that time. That's how I started to really listen to music, So I remember I had my first tape player with Bad. I spent my days listening to this album and ended up wanting to discover Thriller and all. I thought those records were great, and I still love Michael.
Well, we have that in common because I grew up on his music too, and I was really young when I first heard him. And his movie,
yes,
Moonwalker, remember that?
In France, the movie Moonwalker was shown in theaters for Christmas, if I'm correct, and I had the chance to enjoy it. So at that time, I was a kid, and Michael was like a superhero, Yes, yes.
And you just
That's how I felt.
Yeah. And you just kept growing with his music. I mean, you just kept growing basically and following his career and becoming a fan. Let me ask you this. Have you ever met Michael or Janet?
Unfortunately not. I never met Michael and Janet in person and never talked to them. I saw Michael on stage twice. I saw him in Lyon in 1997 for the History Tour. And 2 years later, I saw him in Germany for the MGN French show. Amazing memories, So,
yeah, amazing.
I am happy to have seen him on stage, even if I never had the opportunity to talk to him.
Yeah, seeing him on stage is an amazing thing because he was the king.
I saw Janet on stage.
What about Janet? Okay,
2 years ago, it was in Montreux, in Switzerland. Unfortunately, I didn't meet her. I wanted to give her a copy of my book, Let's Make History. But anyway, maybe next time. Who knows?
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
And it was in Paris.
That was in Paris. Okay, cool. So
memories, yeah.
Awesome. So interesting, man. Interesting stuff. So you mentioned you might have a question for me
regarding Janet. Can I ask you something, please?
Yeah, shoot. What is it? What's going on? The Janet album. Yeah. You want to talk to me about the Janet album, right?
Thank you so much. So,
all right.
So I love the song What I Do.
What I Do?
From the Janet album.
From the Janet album.
The Satisfaction cover, as you know.
Yes.
No?
I do.
And I read the booklet. This booklet.
Yes.
And Janet thanks you for singing Booty Hooter.
Ooh.
I'm not sure what it means, but maybe you can explain me. I'm sorry, I'm French.
You are French. Booty Uda. Well, it's not what she's saying. She's not saying booty Uda. She's saying singing the booty outa. She's saying singing the booty out of that. I ain't really sing the booty out of that because I'm not a singer like that. But I did get with some guys in the booth. I think it was me, Jimmy Jam, maybe Terry, Jelly B. Johnson, I think was there. And we got into the booth and we sang the hook on the song. It was what we did when you were in the studio and you were available and you could keep pitch. You can get in there and you can actually contribute in that way. So this was a session that after everything was said and done, we needed some final overdubs. We were thrown into the booth to do it with Janet in the room. I think Janet was actually in the room watching us through the glass, which was pretty interesting and unique, giving us the okay, maybe even running the tape recorder if I think about that. And it was a unique experience for all of us just to be a part of. And that is when the record came out and she complimented us and said, thank you guys for singing the booty out of What'll I Do? Which was an amazing thing, just a totally amazing thing to begin with.
So please, amazing story. Yes. Thanks for sharing. That's very nice.
My pleasure, man. My pleasure. So yeah, just some really unique experiences for me across the board, having a chance to work with, with the greats in a situation like that. Those kind of experiences you just don't ever forget, to be honest, you know what I mean? So listen, man, are you a musician? Do you play any instruments or anything like that? Are you just a fan who writes? Do you love to listen? Do you like to play?
No, I'm not a musician. Yeah. I never played any instruments. Oh. Awesome. The only way to express myself is to write books,
Yeah. All right, Brice, I guess I'm curious about, how you started writing about Michael, what your first book and what inspired you to write, Michael Jackson books to begin with.
Well, I spent a lot of time on the internet forums when MJ passed away. So I shared my memories as a fan, just a fan. So I explained some details about the musician, the producers. Honestly, I did not imagine that, but a lot of people read my comments, and I felt people listened to me, and I gave a lot to other people. So honestly, I couldn't think it was possible, but that happened. So
interesting. So let me ask you this: what is your favorite album? And what is your favorite? I'm sorry. What's your favorite album? I mean, I think I already know the answer.
The subject of the book, History is my favorite MJ album. So maybe a lot of people know that information now. Yeah,
yeah, I don't think.
Yes, and I don't say that because you worked on it with Lifetime already. Yeah.
Well, good. You love the History album. I mean, a lot of people like it. It sold a lot of records. I mean,
yeah. So I contacted people who worked on the History album, both for History Begins, the compilations, and the second record with the new songs from that period. As you know.
So, Brice, your first book was Let's Make History, and now your newest book is out, and it features none other than a little section with Madjef in the book. So I'm pretty excited about that, man. So what's going on with the new book?
So my latest book is Book on the Dance Floor. So Book on the Dance Floor is a sequel to Let's Make History. So I wanted to do interviews again, but also write chapters. So I had this desire to write and show that I'm not just an interviewer, It was important for me, so.
Well, I'm going to ask you a very serious question, man. I've taken up enough of your time already as I shuffle around here. But I'm going to ask you one very serious question, and that is this. As somebody who loves Michael and his work, do you believe any of the accusations that were leveled against him later in his career?
Not at all. Not at all. And I'm not saying that because I am a fan, so I have had the opportunity to fully research the charges, and I've always found inconsistencies and money-related motivation. So this is the case with the documentary, which only deserve our contempt. So I remember the FBI bugged him for years without finding anything against him. So Neverland was searched, and no evidence was found against him. So ever.
Yeah, the FBI was following him and, bugging him. They had him on trial. I mean, it was a mess and a terrible way to see the king of pop go out. But anyway, Brice, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. I've taken up enough of your time. Ladies and gentlemen, Bryce Najar has been on the show today, and I just want to thank Brice. And Brice, anything else you want to say on your way out, man? If you do got anything you want to say, just go ahead and share.
Thank you again for your amazing interview with Book on the Dance Floor. So thank to this guy. So I like this picture in the book, so thanks for sharing your memories, and I think your fans could enjoy your interview in Book on the Dance Floor. So thank you. So it was very good to talk about Michael and Flying Time Records. It didn't happen for Let's Make History, but we did it for the latest book. So thank you again.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Bryce Najar. And you can get Bryce Najar at his website is brycenajar.com, BRICENAJAR. Bryce is a great guy, an author from Paris. And like I said, the Swiss Alps, y'all let you. You know, I got effects. That's one thing I got. So anyway, yo, man, thanks so much for tuning into my show today. Follow me on social media. Please get behind your boy, the Madjef Music Show on Facebook. Instagram, I'm on Madjef Music. And then on Twitter, I'm on Madjef Music. Most of my views are coming on my YouTube, which is the Madjef Music Show. You can tune that in up there and see that I got like gangs of views and lots of subscribers. I'm trying to build that same thing and make it happen here. You can support me by being on my page and getting in there and subscribing and liking and doing those little bitty things, man, that help a brother along. In the meantime, guess what? I also have some sample CDs. You can get those on my Shopify store. Go ahead and download some of those and sprinkle some of this black butter on your stuff, man. Make it taste good, make it smell good, make it feel good. That's what's up with that. Anyway, not the end of it. I've written some books because I like to share a little bit about what I know. So you can get a little history on music for love of money, business relationships, gear, different cities to work in and so forth, even esports. Dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Rest in peace, Mr. Kotto, Bond villain. This dude has been in so many movies, man. Fine black actor. Excellence. Thank you so much. Hey, guess what? You probably didn't know this, but I'm about to share with you who my next guest is. Oh, yes. The lovely Miss Karen Ashley, formerly of the pop R&B group Crush. They had a hit song on the Mo Money soundtrack in the early 90s, which also featured Janet and Luther Vandross and a bunch of other people, too. Man, Karen Ashley, actress, artist, talk show host. She's got a lot going on, and I can't wait to get her on the show, man. A wonderful, wonderful chance to reconnect the vines and the branches that connect me and Miss Ashley. So looking forward to that. That's coming this Saturday, 7 p.m. It's going to be live. We're going to drop it live like it's hot. Hey, what you want to do? Tune in, I hope. Okay, because guess what? I know two things. One, only thing I can control is me. Two, you got to shoot for the sky because you are creating your reality. There's some other stuff I know too. I might toss those in along the way. But understand this. Self-love is important. Friends and family is important. Loving thy neighbors is super important. And sharing your history to enlighten people, encourage them, and uplift them is very important to me. Until we get a chance to do that again. Saturday, I'm thinking. Until that time, I just want to say this. Thanks, Brice, for being on the show. I gotta go, man. It's getting crazy. Do me a favor, virtual audience. Don't burn yourself on any of my graphics on the way out of this set. Thank you. I'll see you on Saturday.